Hickok 45 here, finally with a performance duty pistol from Walther. Let's shoot the thing. See if oh, what else should we shoot? About everything. Let's go across the hill. Shoot a red plate. Over there towards the left, that square one. Wow, let's try the one on the right. Yeah, got him on the last round. Yes, this is the PDP. We finally got around to it. You knew we would eventually, right? And give you our impressions of this thing. See, PDP Compact. Okay, it's most like the Glock 19 or those pistols. So those are the size. The compact size is generally more appealing to me. We'll do the full size as well. But I was just curious about it and a lot of hoopla about it and wanted to shoot it, see what it shoots like. And I have had a little experience with the PPQ, been a while though, and I've never really owned one. The things I remember the most about it were the nice trigger and just being a nice firearm, big nice firearm. So anyway, this is the PDP. We also have an array of firearms out here. I'm not going to spend 3 hours comparing, but a little bit of time, give you an idea where it fits kind of in the lineup size-wise, at least in context with the firearms that I have. I'm embarrassed to admit I own all those. Do I? Yes, I own all those. But anyway, and also we want to thank the Sonoran Desert Institute, SDI. .edu for all the help they give us. Great distance learning school. So we appreciate the folks that help us out here. And let's just load it up again. First of all, I get a couple of things about it. It's kind of an evolution, I guess you could say, of the PPQ, which, as I understand, will be discontinued. But it's different slides, bigger, more aggressive serrations. And grip is better, different, just a lot of changes. And it's a pistol you should probably put your hands on and see if you can take a few shots. Probably by now, I know it's out in gun shops and available for rental. And it's one of the polymer pistols that you probably want to shoot if you're thinking about buying a firearm in the size category. Okay, now it's not a Glock 43 size, a SIG, P365, in that size category. It's a little bigger firearm. But if that's the kind of gun you're looking for, you ought to shoot it. You really should. And speaking of that, can I do it? Unfortunately, I got a couple of the longer magazines with it. So I've got 4 mags. Let's take another shot or two. I have been really impressed with the trigger. Oh man, I remember the PPQ having a great trigger, and this one is even better. They've got less take up on it. And it's a real light take up, and then it's got a really clear wall, which I like if you've been around a while. And I mean, gosh, it just resets and like right there, it's got a short reset. It's possibly the best trigger I have experienced on a polymer pistol. Now I'll say best, that's might need to qualify that. It might be more of a target trigger than it is a combat trigger. Depends on what kind of combat you're planning to go into. Let's make sure it's gong worthy. It should be if I can hit the red place with it, right? Yeah, pretty well gong worthy. I don't like the looks of that pig on the left over there on the top row. He's been snarling at me, so I'm gonna present him with some lead. Yeah, and copper. Oh man, pretty nice trigger. I see something right there that needs to be shot. I'm gonna start at the top. Yeah, and I'll stop right there on the stop sign. Now I could do a speed reload in slow motion. Put the next one in, put around the chamber. Well, look at you. Should I give you a physics lesson and explain why I cannot knock it off there? Huh? I just took out my frustrations on the cowboy. The reason, well, you know what it is. The bullet just passes through some things and doesn't knock it off, does it? Yeah, this is an interesting pistol. I'll quickly go over, probably pretty familiar with a lot of it. The slide's a little bigger, you know, thicker than the PPQ, as I said. They want to get these big serrations in here, which they did, and they're really nice. I mean, man, you know, I'm a nut about serrations. I've actually traded off Glocks from the, what was it, the early 2000s when they put that weird finish. It was too slippery, and I had some trouble with the serrations being of any use, you know. And if I like something that really gives you a bite, at the risk of actually hurting your hand, you know, I just like that. So that's a real plus, even though it makes it a big slide. Part of the reason they did that was to get this plate and have room for the red dot. So there's a, oh, you notice the case too. You got the same serrations. You got a good grip on that case if you want to. That's pretty funny. Yeah, there's a coupon too. Yeah, speaking of that, where you can you send this in or you scan it, whatever, and you get it entitles you to a plate of your choice, you know, for whatever red dot you think you're going to put on. Okay, so this comes on all the pistols. You know, the plate's removable. It's not a special slide or anything. And so I think, as I understand, it's one reason they got the width on the slide, you know, and and that's one of the negatives for me. It is a big, thick slide. Okay, you know, this holster, this is my dual holster. Some of you have been around a while. You know, when I have a firearm, like, I don't know, some of the XDMs or whatever, they just have a bigger, thicker slide than the average Glock. I'll get this out because anything will fit in here. A Glock 20, a 21, just to give you some reference, an XDM, the slides are going there okay. And this thing does, but it's tight. Okay, it's tight. So it's a thick slide, but boy, you can really work it easily. You can grab it, and it breaks down just like kind of like a Glock does. You know, you just get the slide back a little bit, pull down on those levers, which are easier to get a hold of. What's wrong with it? Than a Glock. Okay, I just didn't. Come on now. Pull it back. There we go. Do it slowly. All right. And you know, there's nothing too astounding or different there. It just seems well made. You know, Walther does a good job on their firearms. This chamber, I've got some brass here from it. It's called a stepped. It has a stepped chamber. I probably can't really see it, but you can see it on the brass. Kind of squeeze in toward the end, where the chamber actually is reduced in diameter towards the front of the chamber. It's supposed to seal better the bullet and the case, and then it gets less blowback, get more velocity and all that. And I'd forgotten the PPQ was the same way. And I guess it doesn't affect accuracy, or not accuracy, but reliability. You know, it's always a concern, of course, when you got something like that. And you got a nice ambi slide lock, which actually does work. You know, when some of the ambi slide locks, when you use the one on the offside, which is the right, usually right, it, you know, it's connected, but it doesn't want to work. And this isn't like that. It's well made, and you can release the slide either side. I don't like to let the slide fall really without a round in there, but you know, it breaks loose just like the left side. And that's always nice. And so let me start up here. You got Glock sights, okay? They're compatible with any Glock sights. So, you know, and these are polymer, I guess and they're adjustable. And in fact, I've already raised those just a little bit because it shot a little bit low. And you've got a mag release that can be, you know, reversed. What else? You got the big rail, big trigger guard. You got this new grip that is pretty nice stuff, I have to say. You get a really nice purchase on that. Very, very good. Very good. I'm impressed. And you know, I didn't change. You got a couple of replaceable back straps there. I just left the ones that came on it, and whoever ends up with this from E-Gun or auction can, you know, tailor it to themselves. And one of them's a little more of a beaver tail, all that sort of thing. So it's a pretty nice pistol. It feels good in the hand. It's got a great trigger, reputation for being reliable. You know, just a pretty nice gun. Let me load a mag. I'll let you look at it. what else about it? It sells, I think, for about retails for about $6.50, and you probably can buy it for, I don't know, $6, maybe under, don't know. And they're out there now, and yeah, I'm sure other people haven't been shooting them. Folks just like yourselves or me or whoever that just bought one and they're shooting it and get some impressions of that. You always have a lot of infomercials when a firearm first comes out, but then it doesn't take long to start determining and seeing what people think of it, or if there are problems with it, anything like that. But the slides, I think it comes in right now 3 different configurations. You got the full length grip with this same slide, 4-inch slide, and then you got the full length grip with, I think, a 4.5-inch slide. And I understand there might be a 5-inch slide in the making, thing. And the slides are all interchangeable. You can put them, like if I had a 4-inch slide, 4.5-inch, I could put it on this grip and move them around. So it's a versatile little firearm. And I mean, most of the reports I've seen, people just like a lot. So far, I haven't seen a lot of problems. Any problems, really, malfunction problems. I may have some today. You never know. We're live. We are live. This is happening as you're watching it. Well, not exactly. But seems to be a good pistol. I mean, Walther makes great guns. And it's just a matter of whether or not the specific firearm fits your needs. Okay? And I'll talk a little more about that. It's got a trigger that's I think very light. I remember when the PPQ came out, there was a little bit of a controversy of people arguing about it being too light and not being a safe combat defensive trigger. I mean, you could argue that maybe on this one. I don't know. But it's a nice trigger. Oh, man. I mean, I can shoot this in a bullseye match, which I don't do. But where you're really bearing down for an accurate break, because it's got a very nice break, and you know when it's going to break. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. When I shoot some of these other guns, it just it was a good trigger. A lot better. All right, let's shoot. Oh, how have we avoided smoking pot this long? Yeah, shooting the paper. Let's put a couple on that. And a couple of orange 2-liters. Wow, that reset is really nice, no doubt about it. Some swinging plates. Click. Oh, let's do a speed load. Shoot again. Oh, somebody's ringing down there. This is a pistol you could just, oh man, you just want to turn loose and shoot all day, because I got another mag load. Let me go over there on the hill again. It just has such a nice trigger. I'm going to pop a turkey, if I can, on the top row. He fell too slow. How about that pig in the middle of the field? He fell slowly too. I'll tell you. Well, let's just shoot that little disc. Wow. The reset on that thing is just amazing. Just amazing. All the other gun companies need to study this trigger, figure out what they do to make that trigger like that. Now, I would prefer a little heavier defensive pistol, but anyway. All right, now, it's a great shooter. Oh my gosh. You put that in somebody's hands that struggles with triggers or hates polymer pistol, striker fired triggers. I don't know how they could not like that trigger. So let's do a little, I'll try not to belabor this, all right? I'll put the empty mag in, we're empty, and these are all empty. Now, to give you an idea where this fits size-wise, just as quickly as I can without boring you to death and boring John to death. It's kind of considered the compact size, a Glock 19 size, right? Okay, here's a Glock 19 stock. So there, I got the back plates kind of even. You can kind of see where it fits with a Glock 19. Yeah, it's kind of a Glock 19 compact size pistol, but then again, Glock 19 is thinner. The grip's not quite as long. The slide's not quite as long. So the Glock 19 is actually a little smaller. Let me grab the Glock 17 over here. I'll show you something. There, I did all this before, so I know what you're going to see. In a lot of ways, by my perception, it's kind of between the Glock 19 and the Glock 17. You know, the Glock 17, I guess the grip is about the same length, although there's a little difference there. And the length on the 17 is a little more on this particular one. This has a 4-inch slide. So that should give you an idea kind of where it fits in that lineup. Again, yep, I compare with Glocks just like I would if I was doing trucks. I'd be having the Ford F-150 out here every day, right? Because everybody knows what a Glock 17 is and a Glock 19 in terms of size. So that's kind of where it fits with that. Now the other difference, big difference, is the thickness of the slide. Now also, and I'll show you that, I also have the P320 Compact, and I have 509 mid-size. Let's put the Compact up here with it. It's hard to know where to, I'll just put the back plate, even though your beaver tail is a little longer. So there's the P320 Compact, same grip length, and then you got a longer slide, of course, with the 4-inch. I'll slide over, steal my 2.0 M&P, put it up there with it. A lot of you have these other pistols, so this gives you an idea, hopefully. There's the M&P, okay, compact, 2.0, 9mm, so it gives you an idea how it kind of compares with that. And I do have a Glock 20 out here for a different reason. I want to show you the thickness. And again, I don't mean to be bashing it for this reason, but it is a fairly thick frame. I'm not going to get the exact measure. I'm just going to put it on the slide and then show you the difference. Here's a Glock, it's at the 17, or it doesn't really matter, 17 or 19. So you see the difference in the thickness of the slide, okay? The Glock 17 or 19, see that's the thickness of the Walther. If I put it on, well, the 19 be the same. Let me put it on the Glock 20. This is a Glock 20. See, so you get the same thickness, basically, exactly, really. The Glock 20 slide and the Walther, same thickness on the slide, all right? Now, it's not as heavy, but it's the same thickness, okay? So if that helps you any, be a miracle. But it is a little bit bigger gun than a Glock 19. Now, the good news is, though, it's almost the same weight. It's only a quarter, by my weighing a 1/4 ounce heavier than the Glock 19. And that is one impression one gets when you pick it up. Like, yeah, it's kind of a big old thick gun, kind of blocky, chunky, but you know, it doesn't feel heavy. And that's because it weighs the same, essentially, as a Glock 19, right? So that gives you an idea on the weight. You just need a holster that, you know, is for this firearm. I don't know how many of those are out there yet. But with the right holster, if you're going to carry, you know, especially outside the waistband in a belt holster, doesn't make a lot of difference. You know, there's something to be said. You know, I'm biased. I like minimalist firearms. I'm partial to them. A firearm that is as small and smooth and as melted as I can get, that I can shoot well. That still is big enough to shoot well. The P365, for example, you know, firearms that for whatever reason, the ergonomics of it, I can grab it and I can shoot it well, but it's as small as it can be, you know, for the caliber, okay? This doesn't necessarily achieve that goal. It's a big old 9mm, okay? But man, it's a smooth one, you know? So that'd be my negatives on this one, is it is a big clunky, squared off, it's just a big pistol. You know, again, here's that pistol, that holster I used. When I can't find a holster that I can't get a gun in, I go to this one. It's my default. You know that from years gone by. And this one barely fits in it. Okay, so I'll load one more mag. And I'll let you go because I'll probably think of some lies I didn't tell you about it by then. And you know, chime in if you've got one or anything that important. I think I've talked about the compatibility of the slides to any of their frames of this gun. The magazines of the PPQ are compatible with this if you've got one of those, or you're just shopping for mags. The barrels, as I understand, are the same. You know, they'll interchange. Okay, and I do like I guess those are kind of the same as the PPQ. I don't recall, but the slide lock levers, that's what I like in a firearm. You know, some gun companies, not so much anymore, but they have these big levers that stick out and protrude more than they need to. But that's pretty nice. Even though they're long, they're kind of melted, and that's what impresses me. Okay. And again, even though it's big and blocky, I do love the grip you get on that. So I'm gonna shoot one more mag. Yep, got a mag line over there. We'll load one more. And let's see. Come on now, any lies I forgot to tell you? It's really set up for the red dot plate, no doubt about that, right? And a lot of people are going to those. And not me yet. Now, who knows? In 2 years, that might be all I have. I've got a little bit of astigmatism though, so that makes that dot look a little crazy. But I am not drawn to the red dot sights on a handgun like a lot of people are. And I know people who, if they're trained on them and they work on them, with them, they get to really shoot better than without them. And I know back in the late 80s and 1990 and all that, I was doing some IPSC, USPSA, and that's when people were starting to put the red dots on their open class firearms and shooting really, really well with them. So I know they do help you, okay? But then again, on a defensive pistol, how far away are you going to be shooting? Probably not too far, right? So this has pretty nice sights. They're the traditional 3-dot sights, and they work fine, I think. See, killed a turkey with one, yeah. So let's put one on the gong. And let's just stop all the action right here on the stop sign. It has not malfunctioned inside the video or outside the video, unless I just missed it and forgot about it, right? And you saw it. No problems with it. So it's a typical, I guess, Walther, reliable, and seems to be a good pistol. It really does. You get 2 mags with it, and like I say, you're entitled to a plate of your choice for whatever red dot you want to put on it, if you want to put one on it. I think you scan that or send it in or whatever. And it's a great time to be alive. Is there a great time to be dead? No, it's a great time to be alive if you like pistols and you're not just turned off by polymer pistols, because there are so many good ones out there, really. So it's a little silly if we grab any single one of them. I might be guilty of that, with a Glock occasionally, or another one maybe, and just claim it's the best thing since sliced bread, and there's nothing to come close to it, because there's just so many of them. Most of those on the table are just great firearms. In fact, that mid-size FN 509 I just recently purchased because I just like it so much. I just like it. And it's tough to even decide, isn't it? And I know a lot of you are in the same position probably. You like to shoot, you like a good pistol, a quality pistol. Maybe you're going to carry a belt gun sometimes, like this or those others. And wow, it's a tough choice. It wasn't so hard back 20 years ago to make a choice, but it is now, because there's so many great guns like this made. So like I say, the rear sight's adjustable. I've adjusted it already, and just shoots great. You would love the trigger. No doubt about it. So we'll do the full size as well, and similar gun. It holds I think 17 or 18 rounds, and this one's a 15 round magazine. Okay, 18 round magazine versus 15. And I've got a couple of the 18 round mags. I had some trouble getting that 18th round in, I'll say that, but you do have that capability with it. So anyway, the Walther PDP, standing for Performance Duty Pistol, in case you didn't know. All right, so that's kind of my take on it, positives and negatives, and it's one you really do want to take some shots with if you can at the range, okay, before you purchase a pistol if you have not, or even if you have. Life is good.
Tired. It's a long walk from where I had to shoot that. Oh man. Oh hey, didn't see you guys there. Since you're here, I want to let you know about our friends over at Talon Grips and Ballistol. TalonGunGrips.com. Check out everything they have over there. You can get lots of different grips, the stick-on grip textures for your handguns and rifle grips, so go check them out. Also Ballistol, they're a firearms lubricant or anything else you might need lubricating. It's water soluble and non-toxic. Been using it on the compound and cleaning all of our guns. It's a cleaner and a lube for over 10 years. So Ballistol, Talon Grips, definitely check both of those companies out. And also, while you're on the internet, don't forget to go to hickok45.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Hickok45, Twitter, Hickok45, Instagram, The Real Hickok45, and also I have an Instagram page where I post behind the scenes stuff and different things like that. John, JOHN_HICKOK45 on Instagram. And the next thing you have to do is watch more videos.